Yes. Okay. Okay, good folks. The warm up. Let's turn to the very front of our packet. Today is the 13th. The agenda is on the board. We're going to do. We've already done or completed the warm up. On the warm up, there was two. I accidentally printed it twice, so please mark out the bottom there. My apologies on that, y'all. It just printed twice, and I didn't really pay attention to that. So please make sure that you mark the bottom parts out, okay? Thank you so much. So you completed your warm-up, okay? I'm going to review procedures with you here in a minute, okay? We're going to start the bathroom break. We are going to set up our interactive notebook, okay? We're going to have a very short discussion on expressions and equations. We are going to do some short notes on expressions and equations, just short notes. Please, you do not have to write this down. I'm only doing this for the video, okay? If you want to write it, it's fine. There's a foldable that we have to do, and if we have time, I don't think we're going to have time, but if we do, we'll talk about goal setting at the end, and you'll see that on the agenda on the board. We will start cleaning up around 10:10. That gives us plenty of time to get everything together and get prepared for dismissal. Questions, comments, or concerns? Okay. Here on yesterday's warm-up, we used the distributive property. When you distribute, you're going to multiply the understood operation between this number and the parentheses is multiplication. Operation meaning addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. There are four basic ones. The operation between a number and the parentheses is automatically multiplication. So you're going to multiply 5 times each of the terms in the parentheses. So that is going to give you 5 times x. What's 5 times x? 5x. What's 5 times a positive 3? 15. Raise your hand if you got that right. Perfect. Okay, number 2. Raise your hand if you got an answer for number 2 and you want to share. Maya? Very good. Raise your hand if you got that right. Perfect. Okay, raise your hand if you'd like to share out number 3. Number 3. Christian? 17 minus 6. Okay, so here, what did you do first? I added positive 10 and positive 7. Okay, so we're going to distribute the negative. So this is 10, this is negative 6m, and this is negative 7. And then you combine, which terms do you combine here? 10 and negative 7. So what does that give you? 3. Somebody said 3 minus what? What's another way to write this? Or I could write this how? What's another way to write this? Negative 6m plus 3. Perfect. Raise your hand if you got that right. Great job. Okay. Anyone want to share 4? What they have for 4? Yes, baby. Okay. All right. So what do we do first here? Any thoughts about what to do first here? Come on, somebody. Christian, he has his hand raised. Very good. This is a positive 2 because it's a plus sign in front of it. So that's going to give us, bring down the 9. What is 2 times 8? 16. We have 16. What's 2 times a negative 3y? Negative 6y. Okay, and then bring everything else down. So we've done distributive property. Now we're going to combine like terms. Which terms can we combine here? Callan, are you okay? 9 and 16 and negative 1. Let's do, which one you want to do first? 9 and 16. What's 9 plus 16? What's 25 minus 1? Are we okay to do that in the same step? Okay. And then what do we do last? Minus 6y. What's another way to write this? All right. And raise your hand if you got that right. Perfect. Are there any questions? Okay. Combining like terms. This is an algebraic expression. Why? Why are these algebraic expressions? What make these algebraic expressions, do you think? Yes. The variables. Very good. The variables. All right. So let's combine like terms here. Raise your hand. What did we get as an answer here? Maya, you want to, did your hand raise? I don't know, baby. Very good, sweetheart. 9x plus 8. Raise your hand if you got that right. Okay, good job. Number two. Number two. Volunteers, raise your hand, please. Is it Allie? Okay, Allie. Okay, so you combine, what did you combine together? What terms can you combine? It's okay, baby. That's okay, girl. You're going to hear me make mistakes all the time. So you said 11. So you combine these two terms together, and you're right. That's okay. So you combine these two, right? And you said you said plus or minus? Plus. Perfect. All right. Raise your hand if you got this right. Perfect, y'all. Good job. Okay, number 3. Let's combine like terms. Let's start there. Joshua Campbell, which terms can you combine? Say again, baby. We're on 3, sweetie. Okay, so you got negative n you want to combine. You said positive 15 and negative 4. Perfect, okay? So we're going to do negative n plus 15n. What does that give you? That gives you, somebody said 14n. Good. What's 14n then? So we got 14n, all right, minus the 4n. Oops, Miss Reyes. You see how I be tripping sometimes, y'all? 14n. And then we have 3, it's positive 3 plus 20. All right, so what's 14n minus 4n? This is 10n. And what's 3 plus 20? 23. Raise your hand if you got that right. Perfect. Number 4. Okay, let me pause for the calls. You hear me say that sometimes. Is there anyone that is confused by what I did? If you are, just tell me so we can go back. Okay. Okay. What are we going to combine here, Derek? Negative 3b and negative 8b. Okay. What does that give you, baby? Fingers and toes. We know it's going to be a negative. They're both negative, and we're adding both of these negatives together. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's negative 11b. Okay? Are you okay with that? All right, perfect. Now we have 6a and 11a. What's 6a plus 11a? Yes, that's 17a. Positive or negative? Positive. Raise your hand if you got that right. All right, cool beans. Any questions about the warm up? So everyone should get 100 this week on the warm up because we have completed it. Questions, comments, or concerns? Please make sure that you have shown your work. If you do not show your work, you do not get 100% credit. Okay? Perfect. If last night you didn't show your work, tonight I need you to go back and show your work on what we did last night as well as what you're going to do tonight. So on Friday, you will get 100% credit. Okay? All right. Cool beans. Is there anyone that's lost by what I've said? Again, this is Monday's homework. We did that last night. If you did not complete it, please make sure that you complete it. If you didn't show your work, go back and show your work, okay? This is Tuesday. This is tonight. There's a homework help video. If you need help, please watch the video. It is on Remind. It's also on Canvas. This is Wednesday, and the very back page is Thursday. Questions, comments, concerns. Okay, real quickly, I'm pause for the calls. All right. Okay, so in the front cover of your interactive notebook, please make sure that you put your first, last name. This is your Math1 interactive notebook. I found another color that I like, so I'm going to make another one. But this is what I need for you. Your name. This is Math1 interactive notebook. You can put third period if you like, but please make sure that you put that this is your Math1 interactive notebook. Questions, comments, concerns. All right, the first page, we're going to fold this sheet right here. We're going to fold it like it's a book, just like this. And we're going to put our first and last name on this line. We're going to glue. We're going to use our glue. Please don't paint with the glue. Please just put glue around the edges, or I usually just put a dab, just a little dab of glue in each of the corners. And then I paste it in the center of the sheet, just like this, so that I have enough space to title the page at the top. I'm going to pause for the calls. At the very top, I'm going to put Q1. This is quarter one. This is page one. And the title of page one is Intro Page. Person two, restroom. It's the three little dots in the corner. Press that, and then in pass. Thank you, baby. Here, you can hand her off the pass. Thanks, sweetheart. Questions, comments, or concerns? Okay. Gonna pause for the calls. On the inside of the first sheet, this is the syllabus here. These are the units that we will cover in each of the quarters, okay? These are the units that you will cover in each of the quarters. Unit 2 is we're gonna start it in quarter 1, but we're not gonna finish it until we get to quarter 2. It's a very long unit. Remember that we are on high school scheduling, so sometimes it doesn't work out well where we can take a quiz or a test at the end of the week. We might have to do a quiz in the middle of the week, just depending on the concepts and just depending on the time frame. Okay. These are your points. Your homework or independent practice is 15 points of your grade. Classwork is 20. Quizzes is 30. And your assessments and projects, actually, it's not really called assessments like that. It's the interactive notebook and projects. And I abbreviate interactive notebook by putting INB. Quizzes and assessments are exactly the same. They're 30 points. Please make that correction on your sheet. Homework, please only do your homework with a pencil. Please make sure that you show all of your work in order to get 100% credit. If you are absent, you must make up the work. Please don't mark on warm-ups that I'm absent, so that's why you didn't do it. No, if you want 100% credit for that assignment, you must go back and make it work. Remember, I am giving you that cushion, so if the assignment is due Friday, when you're absent, you have until the following Friday to put it in the box. The box is over there. It says third period. If you are missing an assignment, the week's numbers are here on the basket. You just find the work that you are missing. If I was you, I'd take one of each item that is in that week's basket. Also, you can go on Canvas if you're at home. and you can print the assignments off from Canvas if you have a printer at home. Questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, cool beans. All right. These are your mathematical practice. I forgot the calculator, if you decide to purchase a calculator, please purchase the TI-84 and not the 3 that we're going to use in class, because you want use out of the calculator that you purchase. The TI-84 is a calculator you'll get much more use of in high school. Okay? It's not a requirement to purchase it. All right, these are mathematical practices that we'll be using, person 3, that we will be using um, to solve math problems throughout the year. You don't have to memorize them. Some of them will just come natural to you, and others, if you don't know how to do it, I will be modeling those throughout the year. Okay? Your very next page, page 2, there's a formula sheet on top of the basket. We're going to paste that here. This is, again, quarter 1. This is page 2. And these are going to be your formulas. Throughout the year, we are going to write down the formulas as we learn them. These are all the formulas that we're going to have to know by heart for our test at the end of the year. As we learn formulas, we will add them to the sheet. Hold on. It says from where, so you type in, you go to Miss Reyes, and then it says to, and you choose restroom. The third sheet that we're going to type paste is going to be the real number system sheet. And I'm going to pause for the calls there. I'm going to glue this down. All right, so at the top, we have Q1. This is page 3. This is just a review of the real number system. If you have forgotten how to classify numbers, please make sure that you go over this again. Just read over it, peruse through it. But this is your real number system. This is how you classify numbers. Again, if you can't remember, any and every number is going to be a real number. Real numbers are broken into 2 different categories. Either a real number is going to be rational or it's going to be irrational. Rational means a number that can be written as a fraction, such as whole numbers, integers, some decimals, terminating decimals, and perfect square roots. Irrational numbers are going to be square roots that are not perfect. That's non-perfect roots. It's, of course, going to be decimals that repeat without a pattern, like decimal 5, 8, 2, 7, 3, 9, dot, dot, dot at the end. It goes on and on and on, but it doesn't have a pattern as to how it repeats. Okay? And, of course, pi, because pi is a decimal that goes on forever, and it doesn't have a pattern as to how it repeats. Your rational numbers include non-integers, okay? It includes fractions. They include decimals that actually stop. Your integers are whole numbers and their opposites, okay? So negative numbers, positive numbers, and 0. Integers do not have decimals or fractions attached, okay? Then you have your whole numbers. Whole numbers do not have decimals or fractions attached. It starts at 0. And then 0 is in a group by itself because 0 is a placeholder. 0 has many characteristics to it. It doesn't hold value. There's many characteristics to 0. Bless you, baby. And natural numbers are counting numbers. When you first learn how to count in kindergarten, or some of you maybe earlier than that, you start counting 1, 2, 3, 4 people are sitting at that table. Those are natural numbers. All right. Any questions so far? Perfect. Okay, so now you can close your interactive notebook for right now. We'll go back to it in a minute. in your group, pause for the cause, I'm going to give you a white piece of paper. On the white piece of paper that I give your whole group, I need for you to write down everything that you know about expressions and equations. And I'm going to give you 3 minutes. Okay? All right. I want you to write down everything that you know about expressions and equations. And I'm going to give you 3 minutes. I don't want you to start until I say start. I'm put the paper in the center and then I'm going to say go. Okay? But do not start until I say go. All right, page 4. Let's look at the time, Miss Reyes. All right, I got a little bit of time. All right, so this is page 4. In the corner, Q1, page 4. The title of this is expressions. We're going to talk about expressions first. There are 2 types of expressions, okay? 2 types. 2 types. What's one type that you can think of? Anybody know? Okay, we have numerical. The first one is a numerical expression. A numerical expression, by definition, is a combination of operations and numbers, or numbers and operations. So a numerical expression is a combination of numbers and operations. Let's come up with some examples. Be thinking about in your mind what an example of this would look like. All right, let's do 3 examples. Anybody want to give me an example of what they think a numerical expression looks like? All right, I'll start it off. Let's do a basic one. 7 plus 3. That's a numerical expression by definition. Why is this by definition a numerical expression? Because it has numbers and it has operation. What operation is here? Addition. And I can put an equal sign on the end. Is that going to change that it is an expression? No. Okay. All right, you come up with another one, but let's make this one a little bit longer than the first one. Don't give me a baby one. Give me a teen one. Give me a little bit longer. Yes, baby. 17 plus 8 minus 3. All right, perfect. Okay. And I can put this in parentheses if I want. This is another numerical expression because it has numbers and what else? Operations. All right. I want you to come up with one on your own. Okay. Numbers and operations. Any questions? Okay. The one I'm gonna use has distributive property in it. I can say 4 times 11 plus 2 and then minus 15. Okay. All right. Number 2, or the second type. What's the second type? We got numerical expression. What's another type of expression? Algebraic. Good job, baby. We have algebraic expression. What do we think the definition of an algebraic expression would be, knowing the definition of a numerical expression? Yes.
Expression with numbers, operations, and variables.
We don't want to use the definition, the word inside its own definition. Okay? So let's think about that. And he's on On the right track, okay? It's a very good response. Can someone kind of take the word the, out of its own definition to give me a better definition? Okay, what is it? Is a, let's start there. Look at numerical. It's a combination, we know, right? But what do you think it's a combination of? What do you think is going to be the difference between numerical numbers and algebraic? What's the difference? Yes.
This one will have numbers.
This will have letters, which we call what in mathematics? Variables. So this is a combination of numbers, operations, and what did she say? Variables. By definition, what is a variable? What is a variable? Yes. Very good. Okay. It's a letter or a symbol, because it could be a symbol, that represents an unknown number. Okay. Everybody clear? All right. Good deal. Callan, how you feel, babe? Good. All right. Let's think of some examples. We're going to do 3 again, okay? 1, 2, 3. Anybody want to start it off? I started it last time. Does anybody want to give me maybe a simplistic algebraic? Yes.
2 plus A.
2 plus A?
Yep.
Very good. 2 plus A. Why is this an algebraic expression? What makes this an algebraic expression? Yes, baby.
It has numbers and variables, and it's an operation.
Very good. It has numbers in it. Okay, they both have numbers. It has operations. They both have operations. What operation is used here? Addition. But what's the one thing that an algebraic expression has that a numerical does not? Variables. And this one has a variable. Questions about that? Okay. All right. Give me a longer one. One that's a little longer. Yes.
7A plus 3.
7A plus 3.
Minus
2A. Okay. Perfect, baby. Okay. Give me one that includes distributive property. Yes.
1 times X plus 3.
1 times X is the same as saying just 1X or X, okay?
4.
4. Sorry. 4X.
4. I said 4 times X plus 3.
4 times, so we're going to use parentheses, okay?
X plus 3.
X plus 3. Is that it? Okay. Yes. Questions about that? All right, good folks. Now that we have that, how do you solve expressions in general, whether it's an algebraic expression or a numerical expression? There are a series of steps that you use to solve whether it's either one of those. Yes, baby? You could combine like terms. Pause for the calls. The question was, how do you solve expressions? And someone said, which is not wrong, you're going to combine like terms. What if you don't have like terms? Then what do you do after that? Or is like terms the first thing you're going to do? What series of steps are you going to take in order to solve an expression?
Go to the office to sign out, or sign out on the smart pass?
Oh, no, you just go straight to the office. Okay. Have a good one, baby. Anybody? You've done it before in 6th and 7th grade. Yes. Huh? What is that called though? PEMDAS is an acronym for what it actually is. What's the acronym for that? What's the acronym for it? Yes. Okay, that's the procedure. What's the name of it? What's the name of that? Yes. Order of operations. Okay, so you're going to use order of operations. Any questions about that? Now you're going to tell me the procedure, okay? What are the steps to order of operations, okay? And it's not, we don't want to say PEMDAS because remember, those are just acronyms. It's not actually how to do it. It's one of the ways that your teacher may have told you to help you remember what to do, okay? All right, so someone want to tell me what the very first step would be in your order of operations? Allie, you had your hand up earlier. Do you want to tell us what that first step is? What will we do? But when you say parentheses, that's very broad. You see what I'm saying? That's not really telling me what to actually do. I need more of a what to do. Yes.
Solve the equation that's in the parentheses.
Okay. So that's a good thing that he said. And we want to take pieces of what he said. He did say solve an equation, but this is not an equation, right? So we want to replace that word with something else. Yes. Okay. That's part of one of the steps. All right. But what are we doing inside of the parentheses? Yes. Very good. We're solving what's in the parentheses. He was almost there. We're going to do all operations. Whatever that operation is in the parentheses, that's what we're going to do within parentheses. There are different kinds of parentheses, right? We got parentheses that look like this. We have these. This is also parentheses. We call those braces. Okay, so you might see something like that as well. Any questions? All right. What about that second step? What are we doing there? After we do all operations within the parentheses, what are we going to do after that? What's the process after that? Yes, baby? Okay, very good, baby. Evaluate exponents. Perfect. She said solve, same thing. If you want to write solve, it means the same thing, okay? Solve or evaluate the exponents. Perfect. Perfect. What's the third? Uh, Go ahead, Maya. Very good. And how are you going to do that? Very good. From left to right, like you're reading, right? So you're going to multiply. Good job, baby. Multiply or divide from left to right. Questions? Thank you, baby. Lastly, what's the last step? Very good, baby. Add or subtract from left to right. All right. This is our stopping place. Do we have any questions or concerns about the notes or anything that we have done today? All right. Do not forget about the homework. Do not forget about the homework help video. Please make sure that if you have access to Canvas, that you can go to Canvas and view it. If you don't, I will be sending it out in Remind until we get access to Canvas. Everybody good? Please, let's get packed up and ready to go. Make sure that all of my materials are placed back into the box. If your table is not ready, then I'm not going to dismiss your table. Please make sure that your calculator is under your desk number.